There is a moment so small, so ordinary, so forgettable to the people who witnessed it, that none of them remembered it the way he did. It was a list, a single sheet of white paper, pinned to a gymnasium bulletin board in a high school in Wilmington, North Carolina, in 1978. The paper listed every name that had made the varsity basketball team. He read it once, twice, 3 times. His name was not there. Michael Jordan, the boy who would one day be called the greatest basketball player who ever lived, was cut from his high school varsity team. And here's what nobody talks about. What happened in the next 5 seconds after he read that list changed everything. He didn't yell, he didn't argue. He walked home, quietly, alone. And in his room, with the door closed, he cried. Not the kind of crying that empties you, the kind that fills you with something dangerous. Because Michael Jordan didn't ask the question most people ask in that moment. Why didn't they want me? He asked something different. What do I need to become? That question, that single shift in thinking, is the distance between most people's story and his. He went to his mother, and she said something simple. If you're not on the varsity team, then be the best player on the JV team they've ever seen. The next morning, before school, before breakfast, before the sun, he was in the gym. He practiced until his legs gave out. Then he practiced some more. He studied every weakness, every gap, every flaw in his game. He didn't run from the pain of the cut. He ran toward it. He made the cut a map. But it wasn't one morning that changed him. It was 500 mornings. Cold dawns, empty gyms, blisters on hands that never fully healed. There were days when he wondered, when the doubt crept in through the cold floor of the gym and into his bones. What if they were right? What if this ceiling is mine forever? But here's the psychology that most people miss. Every single person who has ever become extraordinary has stood in that gym, alone, uncertain, exhausted. The difference wasn't talent. The difference was what they decided to do with the evidence of failure. Most people treat failure as a verdict. Michael Jordan treated it as data. The ancient Stoics had a phrase, Amor Fati, love your fate. Not just tolerate it, not just survive it, love it. Because every obstacle, every cut, every rejection, every door slammed in your face is not the end of the road. It is the road. Michael Jordan didn't just survive the cut, he needed it. Without that bulletin board, without that absence of his name, there might have been no obsession, no 5 a.m. practices, no cataloged weaknesses, no hunger that could not be satisfied. The cut wasn't the worst thing that happened to him. The cut was the best thing that happened to him, dressed in pain. And the year he made varsity, scouts were watching. Not just watching, stunned. Decades later, in the twilight of the most celebrated career in the history of his sport, Michael Jordan gave a speech. And in that speech, in front of thousands of people, he said, "Whenever I was working out and got tired and said, I don't want to do this, I always thought about that list in the locker room, and that usually got me going again." The list never left him. He carried it, not as a wound, as a weapon. Because here is what that story teaches us. Not about basketball, not about talent, but about the human mind. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is the first draft of success. The only question that matters when you hit a wall is not, why did this happen to me? It's, what do I do now? You are not defined by the list that didn't have your name on it. You are defined by what you do the morning after. Go be the morning after. Has a rejection ever become the best thing that ever happened to you? Tell us your story below and subscribe so we can keep telling stories like this together.